Okay, so here's the latest on the whole Benghazi thing, because remember, this is not about a sex scandal. This is about a president leaving 4 people to die. But don't worry about that part. The center of gravity in scandal has shifted now to this woman in Tampa, who many of our top military and law enforcement brass appear to be obsessed with. This is just absolutely bizarre. She's a mom. I don't know anything about her. Do you know anything about her?
No. Married, mom.
She claims
37.
She claims that there's nothing going on with her. That
so does Petraeus.
What?
So does Petraeus.
Yeah, you mean with Jill?
Yeah, with her.
Okay.
He says he's just a family friend.
Okay, so her name is Jill Kelly. She's the wife of a surgeon and an unpaid liaison between the public and the nearby Air Force Base, MacDill. The job seems mainly to include hosting and attending parties and emailing with general and FBI agents. The last part about the emails probably is not in her job description, but it seems to be happening a lot. Paula Broadwell, the General Petraeus' mistress, lost her mind and sent an anonymous harassing email to this woman. Kelly got freaked out by the harassing emails and called the FBI, thus triggering the investigation, which I don't believe any of this. So far has sucked the head of the FBI and a top general and an FBI agent, because the FBI agent that was assigned to investigate the case lost his mind and emailed a shirtless photo to the woman. I don't...
Is it like Jill Aphrodite? Is that her name?
I have no idea.
It's so weird.
Another top U.S. general, John Allen, lost his mind, and he sent 20 to 30,000 emails to her.
I don't know that I've sent 20 to 30,000 emails in my entire life.
Yeah, 20 to 30,000. It seems impossible.
I mean, how many do you have in your email box right now?
I mean, inbox is different because you have
in your email.
Sent, you mean?
Yeah, how many have you sent? Let me see.
I have 3,504 right now.
I don't know if I can. Mine doesn't. Probably doesn't.
What are you in your Outlook?
Yeah,
because that also archives messages. So,
yeah, mine will.
3,389. But again,
you don't delete them though, do you?
Yeah, I don't know how long that goes back. I can trace it.
I don't have a number on mine. I have a stupid.
I go through them and delete them from time to time, and right now I have
delete them all the time.
30.
I delete them all the time.
I delete them all the time.
Because it used to be that our inbox was too small to house more than like 3.
Yes.
And we get thousands a day.
Well,
so you had to continually delete.
It wasn't that it only housed 3. It could only house 3 of shirtless men.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was?
So yeah, you had those big, huge.
And I wanted room.
Files
had to have room for the shirtless men.
You need more than 3.
Yeah,
I mean, we can all agree on some sort of limit, but it's not 3.
Okay, so more on this. Forget about the Benghazi. Forget that we had Navy SEALs die. Here's the media is concentrating now that General Petraeus showed up at a party at this woman's house with a 28-car motorcade. The woman, Jill Kelly, has hired now the same lawyer that defended Bill Clinton in the Monica Lewinsky scandal and the same crisis PR person that represented Michael Vick. For somebody who's just like a regular housewife, that's pretty intense. I mean, how do you get a hold of that guy? What are you doing with that? The FBI agent who sent the shirtless photo of himself to the woman called Congress 2 weeks ago and leaked the news of the investigation to House Majority Leader Eric Cantor. Paula Broadwell's dad says this story is about something else entirely and that the whole truth will eventually come out. Classified material has been found on Paula Broadwell's computer. Both Petraeus and Broadwell deny that it came from him. So where did it come from? But don't think that it couldn't have been placed there. The FBI just raided Paula Broadwell's house. Okay. Now, let me give you one more thing. You see the show last night?
Yeah, some of it.
The part where I did in the Oval Office. You see that?
Yeah.
Is that powerful?
Yeah, it was good.
I said, "Do you want to explain?" I want to explain how this went down, and you've seen it in a movie before. And I went over to the Oval Office, and I sat behind the desk, and I said, General, you're going to have to resign because you're not going to talk to the members of Congress about this. I think this is going to remain between us, and we got a nice place for you to go, Princeton University, and you can go shape young minds, and you have your dignity intact. We'll just keep this between ourselves. And that's when somebody like General Petraeus would say, the hell I am. You watched 4 people die on the roof of a building in Benghazi. The hell I am. And that's when I said last night, whoever it is had this talk, reached into his desk and pulled out a file and said, oh, General. Oh, no, General. I'd hate for this to come out. Man, a man of your stature, all these years, and a good wife. And how old are your kids now? You've got 2, right? And that's when he slides the paper across the desk and says, I think you're going away, General. We found out this morning who that person was that had that conversation. I know it's a crazy conspiracy theory that somebody would have that conversation with General Petraeus. He just came to that conclusion himself. No, he didn't. That conversation was had with General Petraeus by Mr. Clapper. You remember him, right? He's the guy who said the Muslim Brotherhood is largely secular. He's the guy who we now find out sat down and had that very conversation with General Petraeus. And I find it interesting that as things begin to heat up, now ABC News is reporting that there are others that are saying General Petraeus may go to jail. Oh, are they turning up the heat?
Yeah, if this started when he was in the military, then he can be prosecuted for adultery. Which, I mean, when was the last time we actually prosecuted someone for adultery?
I have to go back to my Salem days.
Even in the military, I maybe I've missed a story on that.
I have to tell you something. I personally think that's another shot across the bow. That is, General, you're going to go away. You're just going to retire. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. And we can make all of this go away and go to Princeton. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And so they release the information. And they release the information with one additional piece of information in it, and that is the sex under the desk email. There's no reason why that was included. Why would they release that one line, sex under the desk? They were releasing that one line to discredit him, to make it really tawdry, and to also shoot something across the bow and say, General, I don't think you want to mess with us. Because there's not a shred of dignity that is going to be left. Not one bit. That's what that line meant. So then they up it. And as soon as it starts to come out some more, now it's being upped. Remember, this is not investigative journalism, gang. They're not doing their homework on this. The investigators, the media doesn't care. They haven't cared about Benghazi. They haven't done a damn thing on it. Now, maybe they care a little more because this is all about sex and it's about Petraeus. So it's a chance for them to take down the military and everything else. But this isn't about the truth by any stretch of the imagination. And believe me, people are being fed this story. And the press, they're not going to ask, why are you feeding me this information? Why are you giving me all of this information on Petraeus? Why are you giving me all this information on all of these guys, all of these generals? What are you doing? They're discrediting the military. That's what they're doing. And quite honestly, they need to be discredited. If they're dirtbags, they should be discredited. We should know exactly who these guys are. But I got news for you. This is not happening by happenstance. This is not just happening because you're like, oh, gee, This is all to delay and to distract and discredit. That's all this is. They're delaying any kind of testimony. They're distracting you with sex, and they're discrediting you. They're discrediting all of the guys that can tell you the truth. Meanwhile, nobody is asking the question, why wasn't the president informed? Let's take him at his word. The president didn't know. Why? What didn't the president know? That's crazy. That's out of control, crazy incompetence. The president of the United States doesn't know that his CIA director? Come on. Is there a soul within the sound of my voice that believes that to be true? Eric Holder knows, and he doesn't tell the president of the United States. You're going to be the FBI guy. Think of this. You're going to be the FBI guy that during a campaign, it's starting to be kicked around that you guys knew about General Petraeus, and you don't tell anybody? You just keep that to yourself? So when the president says to you 5 days before an election and it comes out and you're like, what the hell? Nobody told me about this? We didn't know about it? Mr. President, I knew about it. In fact, we knew about it before we even made him CIA director. We just didn't want to tell you because you were busy. Are you out of your mind?
It's asinine that anyone would believe that. Imagine if Obama's in the middle of these huge debates. He's making his closing argument in the campaign. What if he started using Petraeus as a sign of the strength of his administration? It clearly could have happened, and they would have been putting him in an impossible situation.
You know what? It wouldn't have happened. Here's why. Because nobody was pressing for the hearings. The hearings weren't going to happen until after the election. And so they knew they had time. It's not going to happen until after the election, which means as soon as the election is over, you've got to release the information on Petraeus. You have to release it on him. They knew before he was a CIA operative. They knew that. They used that information against him. They manipulated him. If you have information on somebody in that powerful role, remember, they wanted to destroy him since MoveOn.org. Since the Bush administration, they've hated this guy. Then they sent him over to Afghanistan. Then he gets into this affair. They're investigating him. They know during the affair. He then becomes the CIA director. Now, why in your wildest dreams would you know this information and put him in as a CIA director? The only reason why is because you can do really unseeming things. And you know what they're doing? They're running guns to our enemies. They are in bed with Al-Qaeda. And now Broadbent, is that her name, Broadbent? Broadwell is now saying that they had two Al-Qaeda operatives that they were, quote, questioning at the CIA safe house. Questioning, really? Well, how does the CIA question them at the safe house? You don't mean detain, do you? Because if you're detaining them, that goes against the president's executive order. And if you've detained them, are you sitting down and having tea and crumpets with them? What are you having? Maybe you're having a nice big American ballpark. Oh no, they don't eat pork, so you wouldn't want to serve them hot dogs. What are you doing? Would that explain if we were running guns? That would explain maybe you got to keep things quiet. Don't have anybody in there because we got a large cache of guns. I don't believe that. If we are torturing somebody and we've got a little chamber set up where we're talking to two people and this goes against the president, maybe that makes a little more sense. Who are we talking to? What is that? Now they're saying that there's no evidence of that at all. That's just Paula. That's just Paula. But Paula seems to have some information because they broke into her house. They went in on a what are they calling this now? A consensual search.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Do you do a consensual search of your house? You're in her situation?
No. And it's not that, well, you must have something to hide there. No, I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. Trust that they're not going to plant something in there.
You've got this woman who is taking them down. Really? You're going to do a consensual search? Well, she's dumb. She's dumber than I think she is. And I think she's pretty dumb. But she's dumber than I think she is if she's doing a consensual search with the federal government, with the FBI. The same FBI, you mean, that sent your friend a shirtless picture of themselves? Oh, those people? You mean the people who did the all of the homework on the guy you were sleeping with and then made him the CIA guy anyway? You're going to trust them. That doesn't make any sense at all. None of this makes any sense. And the only reason why the press is feasting on this is because it involves sex and they think you care. I'll bet you not even 5% of them even care about the Navy SEALs that died. I don't think they even care about the constitutionality. I don't think they even care about what happened. All they care about is where did they have sex? When did they have sex? What kind of sex? What was happening under the desk? And how is this woman in Tampa involved? They don't care.